All right, brother. Let me check this. Let me show you this. All right. Let's go in this folder. See, look at this. My client postal mailings has 35 actions in it. That has nothing to do with what I'm going to show you. All right. So let's just look at Client Dispute Manager. All right, just as an example, because I'm hooked into it. They have 4 triggers, meaning something in their system that one of the statuses for their clients has changed, and that's going to trigger Zapier to do an action. Customers updated, that's going to trigger Zapier to do an action. New customer, that's going to trigger when a new customer is created and a new lead. They only have these 4 options, okay? So let's say they have a new lead. Now you can connect it to a bunch of different things. So now you have the ability to attach it to hundreds of these zaps, hundreds, thousands, dude, thousands of these other softwares to do. This live broadcast is ringless voicemail, so it sends your voice message directly to their voicemail on their cell phone, not without ringing. You could send invoices, you could schedule appointments, you can connect to email campaigns, whatever. So having those 4 things in here, right, is only 4 connections or 4 items that you can use to even use or have happen to even use Zapier. Now, I want to show you this. All right, so it looks like there's only 3, but check this out. So now you have new deal, an updated deal, new activity, filters, which is going to be in our things, and we can get into that later, but that's not going to be anytime soon. We got person matching filters, organizations. I mean, all these triggers versus the 4 that CDM's got. And then you could take all these triggers and then connect them into all of those thousands of other softwares to perform an action. Okay. So let's bring this up. All right. So you have over 1,500 different softwares to connect. So if you only have 1 or 2, getting the software to connect to Zapier is not a big deal. It's an API. It says, hey, I'm here. I'm available to be used. It's the ability for Zapier to recognize that something has changed within your software. So if you add a new client, then it can then recognize that a new client's been added, and then you can access over 1,500 apps to perform actions, send out emails, send out text messages, make Facebook lead ads, I mean, add files to Google Drive, make a tweet, you know, all these things are in here that you can add to, make LinkedIn posts, send invoices. I think I said that. Schedule appointments. Wave is an accounting software. I mean, there's a ton of things to add to it. So what I believe Jesse's doing, which at least I know he's done with the fax services, he made the API to go directly and only for the fax. Well, now he doesn't have any other triggers other than telling them that now I want to send a fax. Not efficient. And you build this out the one time, we put all those triggers in there first, and then it's able to connect to all these other things. So my plan, my idea with the Zapier is to, when a sale comes in, when you sell something, when a lead comes in, when a contact is, or what's going to be called clients, when a client comes in, when when you've done their file, when you've generated their letters, when you receive clients from outsourcers, when the credit score changes, the software recognizes there's a credit score change, anything, any possible little thing. We want to be able to set up a trigger so that then it can be set out to Zapier to go ahead and perform an action with any one of those 1,500 other softwares. But here's where it gets even better, is that all right, so here it gets, see, like this one Zap is actually 15 different steps that it takes, 15 different automations. The trigger is a file coming into Google Drive, and then it sends off faxes. Boom, 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 boom. That's what all this stuff is. This 13 is. And then it sends out emails. Boom, 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 boom. So, I mean, it's the ability to automate everything without touching anything. But it takes time to set up. So people love doing this. Obviously I do. I get, I'm pretty passionate about it. So that's all great and dandy, but now you're relying on Zapier. Zapier costs me over $300 a month because of the amount of tasks and Zaps that I have integrated into it. People are not going to want to have that $300 additional charge. I mean, they're already going to be paying a premium price, and we need to add value to that. So the end result is that they won't need Zapier, only for things that they think of that we haven't thought of. I mean, there's going to be that time where we're only one person. That's why I put that post out there in the group saying, what would you do if you had, the ability to create your ultimate CRM, is to get some ideas that we haven't thought of yet, or I haven't thought of yet. I haven't gotten any yet, but it's going to happen. So the idea is to use Zapier as a portal into other people's minds, to where when they create a Zap, and it'll say they connected this portion, this trigger to go do, and it's going to connect to something else. Well, my hope is, and I don't know if this is true, but my hope is that we can see what they connect to. Not sure if that's possible, but regardless, we can reach out to them and say, hey, I notice you're using Zapier. You used the Zapier link. What are you using with it? What are you trying to do? So we can add it into the software and eliminate your need for Zapier. And that's going to add a ton of value. If we can have it all done inside the software, and people don't have to go and rely on Zapier and add that expense, it's one more added value to the software. So that's going to keep people involved and keep them in and continuing to pay using it. So hopefully that helps you understand. I'll click on this really quick. So here's the trigger right here, right? It says trigger. So a new file in the folder, all right? And then we filter it. So it only continues if certain items or certain things are met. And this is where the title of the file starts with TU. So I know that that file is going to go to TransUnion. Then we're going to send out an email. Then we're going to delay. Then we're going to send out an email. Then we're going to delay. And we're going to send it. And these are email to faxes. Okay. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And this delay is time. So it's 5 minutes in between each thing, as to not bog down the faxing. All right. So that is just kind of an idea. And then we build that into our system, and they won't have to do this. Again, it gets kind of pricey, especially for someone with a large load. They have 1,000 clients and they're going to want to automate things. I'm only allowed 15 or 50,000 tasks right now. I ran over the 10 or 15,000 tasks I was allowed in my last thing, and I only got those few clients, right? That you see there, and then the people in the fax takes up the majority of the tasks, but it just goes up from there. So Yeah, that's about it. I think I'm running in circles now, so I'll let you go. But that's the plan, buddy. Give them options and then tap into that if they take that option and learn from it and see what they're doing, and then that'll give us a better idea of where we can improve and better improve the software for everybody and continuously make the software better. All right, boss. I will talk to you. Bye.